Alright, so M. Night Shyamalan has a brand new film in theaters titled Trap. I was actually looking forward to this one. What did I think of it? Here's my review. Alright, so I very publicly said on my channel that I think M. Night Shyamalan is my least favorite director of all time. The amount of slop that he makes for his interesting premises is really unfortunate because he's got so many movies with interesting premises, so many of them fall short, and so many of them leave me with sour taste in their mouth. But the last M. Night Shyamalan movie, Knock at the Cabin, was one of my favorites of last year. I thought it was a very good movie, and the trailers for this one seemed to be really good and really interesting. I knew full on that I could be disappointed going into this movie, but I still went last night with my brother. What did I think about it? Here's my review. But before I get started, please make sure to subscribe, like button, hit the bell, and comment down below. What is your opinions on Trap by M. Night Shyamalan? And with that said, let's get started with my review. And this, I think, is better than Knock at the Cabin. It's better than any of M. Night Shyamalan's movies that I have seen. I think that this is a pretty great movie. I thought it was great. And in fact, I got home last night from the theater and I scrolled on Twitter and I was like, okay, there's a positive review. There's another positive review. And there's a negative review. Okay, there's a lot of negative reviews. There's quite a bit of negative reviews. This is rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. But, like, I was genuinely shocked how polarizing this movie's going to be. The things that made me love it are the things that are making people hate this movie, and it's really bizarre, honestly. It's really weird, the amount of love that I have for this movie and the amount of disdain that other people have for the exact same reasons I like it. The first half of the movie is an intense thriller about a serial killer trying to escape during this concert, and it's so intense. Most of the time, I'm eager to see what happens next. Every single scene, it's very intense. Every interaction he has is very intense because you never know in an M. Night Shyamalan movie what's going to happen next, and you never know what's going to happen here. And the second half of the movie turns into a full-on horror movie. Without spoiling it, genuinely has some scary moments inside of this movie. Nothing too scary, more intense than anything, but still, it turns onto a full-on horror movie away from the thriller stuff. And it's just a nice, unique blend of thriller to go full horror. And I just love the blend of that, and the reasons why is the same reason why a lot of people hate the movie. A lot of people hate the movie because they thought it would have been a perfect ending, and the second half, when it went full horror, does exactly what I liked it to do. That's what made people hate it, because they thought it took way too long to end. And so it's very interesting because normally I'm the one that would be like, yeah, ooh, this is running way past its runtime. But the movie kept me guessing in the second half. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. You have no idea what is going to happen in the second half of the movie, or in the third act, or how the movie's even going to wrap up. You have no idea every time you watch one of his movies. And it's very intense, and you never know what's going to happen. It keeps you on the edge of your toes. Another reason people don't like this movie is because the dialogue is M. Night Shyamalan dialogue, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the dialogue, if I'm being completely honest. I actually kind of liked it, which is really weird. At first glance, I was thinking, okay, yeah, M. Night cannot write dialogue, and it felt so cheesy. But then you realize the movie's about a serial killer trying to escape. He's acting as a family man. Every scene with him is supposed to be awkward, and it hits exactly what Shyamalan was trying to do with the movie, making our character just be very awkward in every situation, because it makes you feel so intense inside. Ooh, he's gonna slip up here. He's gonna say something here, and it's very good. Now, do all the other characters have a reason for having awful dialogue? No. Is there any reason for characters to be like, hey, yeah, this is a place where the FBI is trying to catch a serial killer, and they gave us all employees a secret password. It's Hamilton, by the way. Is there a reason for that to happen? No. But every time Josh Hartnett was speaking, and his dialogue was awkward. It still made for an intense experience. Speaking of the performances, Josh Hartnett is pretty good in this movie. Again, at first, I was like, ooh, this is off. But then again, it's supposed to be off, and by the time the second half comes around, he turns into a villain that is actually really good. He's a really good horror villain. And throughout the majority of the movie, I was kind of rooting for him. You know, he's just with his daughter. He's having family fun time, watching this concert play out. And so it puts you in this perspective as a serial killer that you don't know if you want him to get caught, and you don't know if you don't want him to get caught in this entire movie. And by the time it goes through the second act, you're very much not on his side. You're very much on the side of Lady Raven, who the movie pays so much attention to. She's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. I don't think she's the best actress, but she's not awful. She's not as bad as some people are saying she is. She's fine. She's not the best, but she's alright. But the movie just kind of follows her through the second act and follows the rest of the family as they're learning that the father's a serial killer. And it switches up from us rooting for him to very clearly him being a horror villain, and it really, really worked. It was really intense throughout the entire movie, and I think I got pretty much everything out of Trap that I wanted it to be. It's one of my favorites of the year so far, and it's really weird considering it is an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Very, very weird, because typically a movie like this would be on my bottom of the year. So Trap, I do have a few negatives with it, and they're not really anything that enhance the experience. I think the final 10 minutes could have wrapped up. I think it could have been an hour and a half. The final 10 minutes of the movie was like, it felt like it was going way too long, keeping the shots on for way too long, where you could have just sped it up and got to the end pretty quicker. And just the final shot of the movie, I'm not really sure I was the biggest fan of, because like it kind of completely undoes the ending and kind of like one more Shyamalan twist. So there was that. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I genuinely really like this movie. I got everything I wanted from the movie, and I just really loved it, and it's my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie so far. I do have to rewatch quite a bit of them, so it might not stay that way, but out of the 5 I don't have to rewatch, this is number 1. And so, yeah, there will be an M. Night Shyamalan ranking in a couple of days. Before I give you my final score for Trap, make sure to comment down below. Let me know, what did you guys think of Trap? And while you're down there, subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you don't miss another video. With that said, Trap is intense, with intense moments. Great performance by Josh Hartnett, and honestly, a second half of the movie that I really, really enjoyed. I really loved Trap and got everything I wanted out of it, and that's why M. Night Shyamalan's Trap is going to get an A from me. That's my review of Trap. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for an M. Night Shyamalan ranking coming in the next week. I will have an X-Men ranking coming out either later today or tomorrow. Depends on when I'm going to upload this one. As of now, I still haven't uploaded my Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler review because it keeps stopping the upload, and I'm trying to get that resolved. But anyways, thank you guys for clicking on this video, and with that said, subscribe, join the Nerd Army. Peace out.